Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
This is the one above Al or AI. I can't tell on there. Oh, the one above Al. There we go. Unpopular opinion, but I'm worried that Black Adam is in real trouble. Dwayne Johnson just headlined another DC Comics property with Super Pets, and it completely underperformed. From what I read, it needs like over $200 million to break even, and it just barely got $40 million worldwide. Does this indicate that DC fans just aren't feeling Johnson in DC? Could Black Adam be in real trouble?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And much like the whole John Krasinski contract stuff, I saw a lot of stuff filling my social media feeds and stuff like that is, I think Black Adam's in trouble. Now look, just like the Krasinski thing, where you can say, okay, no, I get it, why it piques your interest at first. You know, Krasinski, oh, he was the last one there, was taking a while to get his contract. I get it with the Black Adam stuff because it is a DC property that is spearheaded and stars, although in voice form, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it came out, had a decent, not an overwhelming, but about a $40 million marketing budget from what I understand. So a decent marketing budget. So it had a lot of push, and it underperformed. I'm not going to say it completely flopped, but it underperformed. And yes, I like the movie. I'm shocked as you are to hear me say that, but I like the movie. I had a good time watching it. I might even watch it again. But that above. But yeah. You know, it does raise a question. So people saying, well, does the results they had here, is this bad omens for Black Adam? Another DC property spearheaded and starring on the star power of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Is this something that we should be concerned about? As a matter of fact, the folks over at IndieWire wrote the following, and really highlighting how this didn't do so well with Super Pets. By comparison, that's less than a quarter of the opening gross, the box office results for Super Pets. It's less than a quarter of the opening for Minions: The Rise of Gru, another animated Universal title, and last spring's The Bad Guys that cost $90 million less and opened to $1 million more. The Bad Guys had a bigger opening than Super Pets. The Bad Guys.
The Bad Guys was a good movie.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but who cared about The Bad Guys? And it had a better opening than Super Pets. So I think you'd be forgiven to say this does not look good for Black Adam, except I don't agree with that statement. And here's why. This movie, remember how I just told you that I was not expecting to like it? I don't think anybody was expecting to like it outside of this room because it had a terrible marketing campaign. Terrible. What killed this movie was not that it was DC, was not that it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson leading that. What sunk this movie was the reason I went into it completely expecting not to like it, because it had terrible trailers. They didn't market it right. Mm-hmm. This is a comedy. You got to put into your marketing the fact that if you come, you're going to laugh. I never grinned at any of the trailers here. And so when I'm sitting in the movie theater with Ray and Ann and I'm watching this movie, I was shocked how often I was laughing out loud. And I'm like, why wasn't this in the trailer? I don't know, Ray.
And you know what the worst part of the marketing was? If not the best character of that movie, I didn't even know they were in there. Like, I didn't see them in the trailer or whatever. Kate McKinnon's character.
Oh, yeah, the
she's not in the trailers at all.
Than a quick shot here and there. You're right. Yeah, you just see her basic, and you're right. She almost steals the movie. She's incredibly funny. The movie is filled with delightful, charming, funny, laugh out loud moments. I'm not saying the movie's great, but I had a good time watching it. And I'm just sitting there watching it, and I'm thinking, number one, holy hell, I'm laughing a lot in this movie. And number two, why wasn't any of this in the trailers? Because they put the most mundane, boring crap in the trailers. So look, while I get it that your mind would jump to making some comparisons between this and Black Adam, I get it. DC properties, spearheaded and starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I get it. I do. But I do not believe that had anything to do with it. I really honestly think, as somebody who ended up liking the movie and shocked that I did, it had everything to do with the marketing of it. This looked bad. Black Adam looks good. And you know, if Black Adam comes out and underperforms and falls on its face, maybe then we'll re-examine some connections between them. But I honestly think it's a night and day difference. This one had terrible trailers. The Black Adam one does not. Although they have been the best trailers for Black Adam. We still don't even know who ultimately he's fighting in this movie. So they got to get around to that.
It's a long build-up.
Long build-up to that. But still, I do not believe there's any reason to be concerned about Black Adam because of the performance of Super Pets. Anyway, Rob, you see this. I mean, again, I think you can forgive somebody. You know, there's a couple of big similarities between the two projects, but do you think there's reason to be concerned for Black Adam?
No, not at all, as a matter of fact. And I would go so far as to say, maybe this is sacrilege, but I don't think anyone particularly cares who voices what character in an animated film. What they're seeing, what they're asking to see is the animated film.
Yep.
And the reason and it's great. I mean, I understand why people, from a marketing standpoint, it's great to have celebrity voices as long as they're great and good for the parts. But when people go see animated movies, it's all about the characters. It's all about the characters and the story. And I think that the problem with this, and I will use myself as somebody, when I first heard this movie was coming out, I thought it was made for little children. Like great animated films, we have learned the Pixar movies are directed toward everybody. But there are the Minions movies are sort of directed at everyone. When parents are looking, if you're a parent, you've got kids, and you're looking at a trailer for something like The Bad Guys, or you're looking at Super Pets, what would you as a parent rather take your kids to see? And if you're going to sit with them and watch a movie, you're going to watch something that you want to be more palatable to yourself, in addition to have your kids love it. Super Pets, in my mind, I'm like, I much rather would have seen The Bad Guys than Super Pets, because it looks like it was made for, even like you said, the trailers, there's nothing for me to watch. And if I'm taking my kids, I want to watch something we can enjoy together. And I think the Super Pets marketing was terrible. And also, it seems like the whole premise of it was for children. Like, there's a lot of animated films that have, like, Zootopia. I mean, when I watched Zootopia, I love that movie.
Yeah.
So good.
It was so good.
So good.
And I went like this movie, I'm like, I'm a superhero. I've been reading comics since I was a kid. I looked at this trailer, I'm like, I'm not going to go see that. And there should be a vestige of my childhood in it going, I love crypto. Why wouldn't I go see this movie? Well, I didn't want to see it.
And there's a lot in there that adults will laugh at.
Yeah, well,
there's some stuff in it that'll just go right over,
and I think
go right over kids' heads. Actually,
I think that's what undercut this. They did not tell their adult audience that has kids that this movie has stuff in it for them too.
It's for the whole family.
Yep,
Everybody can enjoy this movie.
Yep.
We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Peacock's new series, The Resort. In Peacock's must-see new series, there's more than just trouble in paradise. There's a flip phone, a disappearance, and a suspiciously timed hurricane. The Resort, a new Peacock original from the creators of Palm Springs and Mr. Robot, is an unexpected exploration of how love, marriage, and family can be a real trip. When a couple finds an old flip phone in the jungle on an anniversary getaway, they are unknowingly pulled into an unsolved mystery, a bizarre case that went cold 15 years prior when a once-in-a-century storm wiped away all the evidence. This journey through the Mayan Riviera will take you from the edge of your seat to the depths of human experience and back again. Starring William Jackson Harper, Kristen Milioti, Luis Gerardo Mendez, and Nick Offerman, The Resort is streaming now only on Peacock. Anyway, Chris, you're looking at this. Super Pets is underperformed. Do you think, with the similarities with Black Adam, that should cause any concern for fans or Warner Brothers themselves about the possible performance of Black Adam?
No, it's apples and animated oranges. It's completely different,
Very
right?
well put.
And within DC Comics themselves, right, there are very, very dark, grisly adult stories, and there's lighthearted, fun romps that are enjoyed by people of all ages, right? I do agree with you guys that the trailers here did not do a good setup for everyone on this. But echoing what Rob was saying, I think we really banked on the celebrity voices here. Gizmodo did a great article on this, actually, about the celebrity voiceover trend. And I shouldn't be more interested in who's voicing the character than the character themselves.
Absolutely.
Your job as a voice artist is to breathe life into that, right? If we're doing something like this, if we're going back to traditional animation, right? It's two dimensions and you're the third dimension. You're breathing life into it. And your job is to serve that. It's acting void of its vanity, right? Which is how all acting should be. But in this case in particular, right? And so that's the big
dropping bombs.
That's one of the big differences here too between the bad guys in this film is that talent budget is probably tremendous for this. And I will say there are on-camera actors who do a beautiful job of voicing animated characters. Ben Schwartz, Keith David, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been nothing but so like impressed by voice actors and very, very encouraging of people doing that kind of work and talking about how hard it is. But I do think when that eclipses the actual story and characters you're trying to tell, you've got a problem and you need to go back to the drawing board.
You know what's funny? When Dwayne Johnson did Maui in Moana, I didn't hear Dwayne The Rock Johnson. All I saw, he made this Maui character come to life with a lot of rockisms,
Yeah.
absolutely. But
he did a
watching
beautiful
Super
job.
Pets, all I could see was The Rock's face whenever Crypto was talking. All I could hear was all I could see was Kevin Hart's face as the dog was talking. Because I think you're right. They completely put the impetus on who's doing the voices instead of the characters themselves.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think that's one of the things that hurt too. But again, I don't think any of us up here think this has anything to do with how good or not good Black Adam's going to do.
Yeah.
I love the way you said it. It's apples to animated oranges. One had horrible trailers. One has pretty good trailers. So yeah.
Can I ask you something? Let's just go to Black Adam since that's coming up. Do you think we will get the reveal of the villain before the movie comes out?
They better. Because look what happened with Justice League, right? When the Justice League theatrically first came out, we were all like, okay, the granddaddy of all superheroes is Superman. And he's in this movie. He's in a good chunk of this movie. And they didn't put him in any of the trailers or in any of the posters. And then a week after the movie came out, they realized, yeah, this has hurt us. And all of a sudden they remade the poster and put Superman in the poster. And then they put out new commercials, but it was a little bit too late. And I mean, whether the missing element here is Henry Cavill as Superman, I don't know.
We've already got 2 trailers though, right?
We've already got 2 trailers. I think there is more to come. They're going to do more marketing, but they better start telling us what the movie's about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. We know who Black Adam. They're telling us a little bit about Black Adam in it, but we have no idea what this movie's about. And if Blade Runner 2049 taught us anything, you may have a great movie on your hands, but if you don't tell the audience what the movie's about, you're asking for trouble. So the answer to your question, Ray, is it's a great question. They better.
Yeah, I think so too.
They better. So, and again, it doesn't have to be Henry Cavill. I'm just saying, although it would be great if it was. But again, there's that. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? I mean, I get it if you're trying to draw comparisons because it's a DC property being spearheaded and starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I get it. Personally, I think they're 2 completely different situations. Most of us do. But how do you see it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.